WTH Sunday mornings.
It's got to be in the mixer.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, it's not bad right now.
No, it just comes and goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it comes through very well. You know, you don't hear it on the.
Yeah, you do hear it in the recording.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah. But it's not that bad.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, good morning, man. Good to see you, dude. It's been a week.
I know.
Weird,
Well,
right?
yeah, it goes by quick though, right?
It does.
You know, the time flies depending on what you're doing. This week has been all over the map, you know, with work and family and, you know, prepping for the show and just doing all the things that we need to do to get through every day, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, here we are, Sunday morning.
Here we are. But we had City League and bowling last
Oh,
week.
yeah.
So that took up a bunch of time. Plus, you know, we got a makeup game. So
Damn it.
I don't even know if we even need to bother making it up.
You know what? It's always fun to do. So, you know, they get the guys together and go and
Good
throw some balls. You know, I see the big Lebowski over there over your right shoulder.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's always
Yeah, you can see it
inspiring.
right there.
Yep.
That's a great movie.
The Dude.
Yeah.
It is.
It's kind of the lifestyle that's what the Greif style is all about, is living the dude lifestyle. I just don't want it to be, you know, so obvious.
Right.
I really want it to sound like the Greif style is all original concepts, but
Right.
basically the Greif style, aka the dude.
The Dude.
Yeah.
Do you have a robe that you know?
I have
lounge?
robes.
Yeah. Okay.
I have not. I don't have one like his. I do have the sweater.
Oh, no.
Yeah, his Pendleton sweater that he wears. In
That's awesome.
I do have that sweater.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, wow. Yeah. If anybody's going to
Maybe,
wear it,
maybe, and I don't know. Maybe somewhere along the way that you inspired the Dude, and then they took it that way. They're like, you know what? That Greifer's pretty badass.
Yeah.
You know what? We should do a movie. What are we gonna call him? The Dude. I mean, it's
Says it
possible.
all.
I mean, it's possible.
I mean, I can see why he went by the dude. His name's Lebowski. It's a lot to say.
It is. It is. But I think that's it's a great name.
It is a great name.
And, you know, I mean, I don't know why his parents named him Big, but I mean, whatever. It's not really my thing, right? You know, hey, we're going to call him Big Lebowski.
Is that or dude?
Yeah. And we'll go with Big. And he
Yeah.
just decided to change his name and go with the Dude
What
anyway.
about big dude?
Big Dude Lebowski.
Yeah,
That's a lot more to say.
that's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. But you know what? My name is the Big Dude Lebowski, but I'm just going to go by Dude for short.
The dude.
The Dude. Not just Dude, the Dude.
The dude.
Makes it even more
I'm
special.
the dude, man. You got
Come
the
on.
wrong guy.
And then there's two Lebowskis.
Two Jeffrey Lebowskis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man. And you know, it ties the room together. I gotta have it.
It's like, do I look like I have $1 million?
No. But the Dude digs some White Russians.
He'd love those White Russians, man. Sipping on them all day long.
Mm-hmm.
They are good.
They are. Yeah.
But
I don't
when
know.
you're a skinny guy, you can drink that
Yeah.
fat and stuff all day.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah, me neither. Therefore, no White Russians for the Greifer.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, so it's been a good week. You know, we're back in Studio BTL.
Yeah.
Putting things together for Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. Well, let's start getting caught up. Let's pick up where we left off.
Okay.
So in the last episode, once again, let's just kind of just review our characters. We have Belky from Mapos, and he's an otter folk.
He is.
We have
Yep.
Oliver Butts.
Yes.
Seymour Oliver Butts. Seymour Oliver Butts. He's a human.
What's that?
He's a human.
He is a human. Yes. Yeah. So it makes a little more sense, I
Totally
suppose.
makes sense.
Yeah.
We have Twill,
Twill. Yep.
and Twill's a goblin.
Yes.
So not a good looker. Actually, she is kind of cute for a goblin girl.
Yeah. The picture I think does her justice.
Let's pull her
you
up
know?
here.
Yeah, for sure.
She's cute for a goblin. That's a cute. She's almost kind of like an ogre, but not, you know, cute like an ogre. Not. She doesn't look like an ogre, but that same cuteness that ogres have.
Yeah. You know, sort of
Like Fiona.
Shrek, yeah. Shrek and Fiona.
Yeah. And then we got McCood.
Actually, it's I mispronounced that. I was corrected. It's Mossad, actually.
Mossad.
Yeah. So I was wrong on that one. I had a correction, And I'm like, I said, Makud? No, it's Masad. You can see the confusion in the spelling. So,
Yeah, because it looks like Makad.
Makad, but he
We've
went
been
with
saying
Makud.
Makud.
But it's Masad.
It's Masad.
So
Well,
I don't know. It
once
seems
again,
very.
I'm going to do my phonetic corrections here.
It seems sort of Scottish.
It,
So,
I don't know.
but whatever. That's the beauty of the gameplay, right? You can write anything you want and pronounce it however the hell you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
So Masad.
I mean, let's say. I mean, Masad is from a town called. Just
Yeah, we call it Gaylord.
yeah.
It's pronounced Gaylord. You spell it however you want. Yeah.
How is this? What's our town name of that?
This one is okay. I'm going to get it right this time.
Okay,
right?
you do it.
It's not shitlist.
It's not
It's
shitlist.
Thulist.
It's Thulist.
The S is silent, or pronounced in sort of a way that I don't have the ability to do.
Like the Yiddish.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And then we have Nerot, who Nerot is she's an Eldarin.
Yes,
He's an Eldarin.
She, yeah,
She's an
yeah,
Eldarin.
and a druid.
Druid.
Yeah, druid.
Well, wait. So Eldarin is her
Race.
race. Druid is her
Class.
class.
You know,
okay.
so her school of study, her focus, her what she chooses to follow to develop her skill set. So it's a druid, right? So it's how she lives.
You know what's cool is now that gets confusing.
It does.
It
does.
But I do think it's cool that the Eldarin or the Elven people, we do
Ish.
kind of have an idea of what they
Sure.
are because of recent movies like Lord of the Rings, and it kind of gives us an idea that they were very athletic and fast and smart. Pretty much kind of the cream of the crop.
Pretty much, yeah. And great with metal, apparently. Them and dwarves, So anyway, but yeah, that's cool. And,
Yeah,
and
the
I think
dwarves are good with metal.
they are, yeah. They're
real
miners and they craft things. They build things. Gnomes, they like to build things. But yeah, the elves are sort of the upper elite.
Yeah.
And then you have the dwarves are kind of the journeymen. And there's always a little rift between the elves and the dwarves, and things like that. But yeah, and then D&D has kind of taken that stuff, this sort of inspiration provided by J.R.R. Tolkien in The Hobbit and in The Lord of the Rings and all that kind of stuff, and I think pulled that inspiration and had created all kinds of other creatures and classes and subclasses and races to go along with these different imaginary or fantasy worlds, which is pretty cool stuff. And there's a lot of imagination that goes into developing these things.
We were talking about the artwork, and that's one thing that you kind of miss, from buying the magazines and the books. From
Yes.
in the old days of D&D.
Yep.
And how spectacular some of these drawings are.
Absolutely.
But so our five courageous adventure seekers they're seeking a special flower. They're in search of a special flower.
They are, yes. And so along the way to find this flower, they've encountered different things, some creatures that, skeletons and ghosts and things that are referred to as undead, which we're familiar to as zombies, right? You see a lot of zombie movies. They're dead, but they're not dead, so they're undead. And there are classes that have special powers that can help turn these things. And I present to you the cleric class, which we don't have one in our group necessarily, but we have something similar. Like the druid can do a lot of things that would be similar to that. But
how do you become a cleric?
you choose to become a cleric.
You just
right?
it's just your
area of focus, right? So you could be
MOS.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So you decided you're going to follow the path of righteousness, or maybe not, but because you can have any different level of alignment, right? You have the lawful good all the way to chaotic evil, but there are gods in this pantheon of different types of gods and different gods, kind of like the Greeks and how they had so many different
pagans.
The pagans. But anyway, so you choose which god to follow and which deity to follow, and then based on that, you get different powers and different things and different spells and things that you can do. But you just choose to, right? So you choose to become an acolyte, and you work your way up through priest and whatever else you want to do. And then they're typically healers, although they can do some damage as well. They're kind of the warrior priest in a lot of ways.
Shaman?
To some degree, I suppose. They can be shamanish. Yeah. But every party needs a healer of some sort. In our group, right now, the primary healer, I would say, is Narawat.
Okay.
She is the druid, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're traveling through this we went from the city of Thulist on this journey. We're now in the Sapphire Coves and on this island, and we're exploring this island where we think that there may be an opportunity to find this elusive flower that we've never seen. We just have some idea of what it looks like.
So,
of course, so
it's one of those deals where you'll know it when you see it.
pretty much, yeah. Hey, what's the signal? You'll know it when you hear it. You'll know when you see it. Okay, can I have a hint? You'll just know, right? And that's kind of where we're at.
Gotcha. I
So
was
we're like,
watching
yeah.
An interview with Ron White, the comedian
Oh
Ron
yes,
White.
I love that guy.
Yeah, and he's talking about how he went because he was trying to actually, he's trying to get cured off the alcohol. So he went. He had heard that one of the ways to do it is you go take one of these ayahuasca.
Oh,
Trips.
good Lord, yes. Oh,
Right. And
did he go? Did he go to the Central America or did he do
Yes.
the Kentucky ayahuasca?
No, he did
Okay.
the Central America one.
Good
And,
God.
he said that the first night because you do it for like a week.
Sure.
Every night you do a different dosage, and he said the first night that he drank it, and then the shaman or whatever I don't know what they call the caregiver or whatever,
The practitioner.
the practitioner. He said, "Why don't you just go outside and wait, and when you're ready, you'll know. Just come on back in." And Ron White said to the guy, he said, "How do I know when I'm ready?" And he says, "You'll know." So Ron White said he went out. And he said a beautiful place, and he said he sat on this swing or on this bench or whatever. And he said, and all of a sudden he opened his mouth, and then the entire forest sucked right into his mouth. And he thinks, I think that was the hint he was talking about.
I'm now ready.
Time for me to go back inside.
That's funny. Yeah, and I don't know, man. Whatever works for you, I think maybe it heals people, maybe it doesn't, but it's pretty violent, and you get pretty sick. And I'm pretty sure the practitioner's like, I can't believe people are falling for this
They
shit.
pay for it too.
Like, wait a minute. All right, hey, all that stuff that we brewed up and we gave to Jimmy, and he puked his guts out, and he's like, whoa, it's like almost a religious experience, and we're like, fuck yeah, let's try that. And then people pay for it. And then they go and they...
interesting to listen to him. I mean, I understand what the people are seeking and what they're supposed to get out of it, or what they're trying to get out of it.
No, totally.
But it was interesting listening to him talk about how they like they say that you're going to face these demons.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be about a way to get back inside to let things go and stuff like that.
Sure.
I don't know. Or you can just do it and say, okay, but
Whatever.
But some people need a little help.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I totally get it. I just
It's just
I'm like-
probably not for guys like you and I.
well, it's always one of those things like, all right, who was the first guy who tried this?
Right, the frog lickers.
Yes. I'm like, that does not make sense to me. I'm like, hey, got a frog here. I dare you to lick it.
Yeah. He's like,
Nah.
"Man, that
All
shit
right, I'll give you
messed
$5.
me up."
I'll triple dog. I mean, you get to the triple dog dare, and dude's like, I guess I got to do it. And then he's like, whoa, that was unexpected.
It gives me a little bit of hope.
Fair enough.
As an American
Amen.
and as a proud redneck American,
Amen.
that we're not the only ones that screw shit up all the time. Like, one of our mantras as a redneck American is watch this, just hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer and watch this. Yeah. Is it redneck or is it? I'm feeling more like red-blooded American. I mean, I guess it could be either way.
Oh no, it's redneck.
Yeah,
man.
fair enough.
Yeah,
All right,
it's redneck.
that's the view
We are
from all over the
freaking
world.
Hillbillies,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
We're dumb. We're selfish. We're pigs. But damn it,
We're Americans.
America.
Let's get her done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Larry, the fucking cable guy.
Yeah, right.
Which you should be thanking Jeff Foxworthy for all of his material, but whatever.
creating a platform. For,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But my question though is, we're talking about Ron White. Do they still call him tater salad?
he doesn't talk about that so much because he's not doing a stand up. He's doing
Right.
his he's doing an interview. Yeah. So he's talking about.
He'll always be tater salad to me.
He's always gonna be taters. Funny man. He's a funny
Absolutely.
man.
Absolutely.
And those stories are true. That's what makes him so good. Or,
yeah.
Slightly maybe.
I know, but and I'm going to steal some of his stuff because that's hilarious. They say friends don't let friends drive drunk. Well, come on, what is it? Somebody's got to drive. Don't drink and drive, and friends don't let friends drink. Well, which is it? Because someone's got to
Someone's gotta
drive.
drive.
It's just he's just funny.
And he said,
Sorry.
the police officer said that I had the right to remain silent. I just didn't have the ability.
That's right. Or the other one is, and again, this is, he's obviously battling an addiction. He's trying to get,
Yeah,
get
this
better.
was a whole different.
But
yeah.
but that's comics in general, right? I mean, they have something kind of that they're battling. It seems like. But anyway, the other one that he does that cracks me up. He's like, well, I can drive. I just can't get pulled over.
Right. Yeah. Personally, you and I have never been in a situation like that because we've always been responsible about our consumption and then, our transportation. But, other than that.
Yeah, not everybody is as wise as you and I.
They don't take it as serious.
No, certainly not.
No. Especially
So,
when we were in college.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We were taking it very serious then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that weird mix of beer and amaretto, that weird shot that kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb or whatever, that was a magical elixir.
It was.
I really like that.
It was. That's you can slam that or you can sip it.
Doesn't matter.
It's a multi-purpose cocktail.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Again, high in the sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dig it.
It's something that you need to consider in the later ages.
For
When,
sure.
In our youth, not such an issue, but
Right.
now.
Yeah, it's part of it, right?
Yeah.
But so anyway, the digression there aside,
Yeah, we got
get
sidetracked.
so we get back rolling through this adventure. So we've got everybody kind of working their way through this this sort of Central American Mayan style pyramid, and we're kind of like level 3, moving our way down to try and find this and exploring level by level, because you just don't know if it's going to be there. The Dungeon Master, is kind of got things set up for us and kind of describes what we're looking at, and then we have to choose from there what we're going to do and how we're going to do it based on our abilities and the level that each of our characters are at that time. Sort of dictates what we can do, because we're still learning, right? How
Right.
to get faster, better, stronger, maybe to manipulate the elements around us to create these magical spells that characters like Masad and Narawat have. And so as we work our way through this, we had just recently found this room, and then we opened up these sort of sarcophagi, these coffins, and this spiritual being came out and then kind of branded Oliver and Narawat and bound them to this extra sort of quest within a quest, right? So we
Right.
can't leave here without doing this other thing.
Right.
But we also have the primary quest of finding the flower, which we're working on, and
So this is a quest within the quest.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of happens, right? You just don't know where things are going to go. So it's all great. So, potentially, everybody else is like, hey, you know what? Got the flower. We're out of here, right? And then I think at this time we found also this sort of like this rhino style kind of horn, right? This thing, we're like, what
This
the
is
hell?
new information.
It is, yeah. So we hadn't seen this before. We're like, well, this has got to be something important, because throughout this this pyramid, we've seen like tapestries on the wall depicting different scenes, like a funeral scene and a kind of a chapel scene where there's lots of pews and sort of religious accoutrement, that there's some worshiping going on, and it's kind of helping us understand what this place has been in the past and where it's going, and we see these sort of like tapestry, and you see this horn, and they're kind of holding it up, and we're like, okay, this is important. We're not sure what it's going to do for us, but it's just something we certainly should hold on to. And it's kind of evilish, and there's all these.
Well,
these,
we know that rhino horns are also a natural aphrodisiac. So if things get weird, you just grind that horn up and start eating it, right?
Getting it done.
Yeah, getting it done with some goblins and a dragonborn. The dragonborn's interesting. So where we left off. And I want to come back to Dragonborn because I think I might be one.
It's
just
possible.
On stature alone, they're about 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
They can weigh up to 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's kind of starting to feel a little.
Do you have
familiar.
horns?
I've got one.
Maybe it doesn't have to be horns. Maybe
like
it's
a
just
tube.
horny.
It's a tube. Oh, I definitely have that.
Okay, so there you go. So it
Yeah.
fits. It fits. So you got you got them all.
So what we had is we had you and we had and Twill.
Yep.
You're at a doorway. This was the cliffhanger.
Yes. So
From last week,
Yep.
you were sitting at the doorway. Obviously, she's in front because she's the meat shield.
Yep.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense because she just don't look like a meat shield.
no, it's just affectionately,
She's the meat
you're
shield
the
this
Greifer, but she's the meat shield,
But
right?
understood.
So
She's got a job to do.
absolutely,
And
she's the most powerful of the fighter types within our group.
Good point.
Yeah.
And then we have the other characters, Nerat and Balki and Assad. They're staged,
Ready to go to
in
work.
a defensive position to basically
Yeah.
back you guys up.
Yep. So we're gonna see what's on the other side of the door, right? So
I know what's there because there's noise.
Sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're there. We've kind of worked our way around. We had that trap that was over here that we couldn't go past, and then Narawat had created these it's like a briar patch, right? A bunch of thorny things and entanglement trap to counter that trap, and we've worked our way around. And so now we're okay. Shit's about to hit the fan. So we're trying to pick the lock, open the door, and then bam, there's like 30 fighters and magic user type creatures in this room. And we're like, all right, well, let's get to work, right?
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Were they Canadians?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
No, I mean it's possible, but no, they would have been a lot more pleasant if they were.
More passive aggressive.
Yeah, they'd been like, hey, welcome in, come on in, dicks.
Yeah, exactly. Damn it, I was off the mark on that. Okay.
Yeah,
anyway.
so not Canadians.
All week long, I thought it
Yeah,
was Canadians.
Nope, not Canadians. Although it would have been a much cooler adventure if they were Canadians.
Maybe I should talk to the game master and maybe just
Dungeon
maybe
Master
put out
Bill.
a few suggestions, not necessarily directions or anything like that, just suggestions.
So you could throw it at them, right?
I mean, you throw a Canadian into the mix, and this changes the game
to a whole new level.
It's a different game.
I don't know if he's even there, but you know what? That's challenging, right? To gameplay Canadians.
Yay. They don't make any sense over in the games. Okay, so anyways.
So the door opens. Boom, it flies open, all right? And we can see that there's these creatures, and some of them are humanoid, but as it turns out, a lot of these people that we're battling, they're actually cannibalistic, right? So they eat the
Definitely
victims,
not
right?
Canadians.
No. So now we create a turn order and decide who goes where and what they do first, Twill kind of charges in, and then Masad, who's kind of our magic user type, he'll launch in a fireball, boom, and then kind of engulf a bunch of people in this sort of fiery ring of fire. Anyway, sorry, Johnny Cash. But anyway, so he does a lot of damage with that. They kind of scatter around a little bit. They start firing back, magic missiles, and they throw different types of spells at us. I'll move in and kind of try to hide in the shadows a little bit to try to gain advantage on some of the creatures because, my character is a rogue / ranger. Also, Balki is a rogue / ranger, but he's a ranger first, a rogue second. And these classes give you different abilities, right? So one of the abilities is to hide really well and create, use stealth to kind of, create advantage for you over the other characters. So we all move into the room and start battling in sort of different areas. They're launching arrows and advancing forward and using clubs and swords and stuff. And the battle ensues quite a while. We do take a lot of damage. The magic user Masad, he uses, again, I think he's got another really cool spell called Storm Sphere. He can create a storm, and they just kind of use it to kind of move around. And this storm, creates a difficult terrain for the people to pass through. They have to work their way through the wind, like the wind we have blowing out here today, right? And as they work their way through, they can take all kinds of different damage from flying debris, and you kind of just see this sort of almost like a tornado spinning around, right? Just shit flying everywhere. And because it's a storm, you'll get the ability to hit somebody with a lightning attack as well. So anyway, we're in this battle. Things are kind of going crazy, totally chaotic, and we're not doing as well as I think that we should. I'm not able to, because I haven't got this magic weapon yet that ends up changing my life later on as far as my character is concerned. But I do have this other magic weapon. It's called a Wand of Wonder, right? Although it's kind of a kooky thing, it's got you have to say a magic word, which was provided to me I don't know. I would change it. It would be something different if it were my magic word. But the magic word is Jubba Jubba Monkey Scratch.
Okay.
No
I just have to
bullshit,
ask.
folks. I have no idea.
I have to ask, did that come directly from the game master himself?
Yes, it did.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, I know I've mentioned this before, but having Bill as your game master has to be, I mean, there's a reason you guys have been doing this for so long, and he's got to be the reason, right? 'Cause
Oh, absolutely.
that goofy ass imagination of his, man, there's no boundaries to it. I mean,
Nope.
hence your
Jubba.
magic word.
Jubba Jubba Monkey Scratch. You know, so you
had
take
to
it.
memorize that shit too.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, so if I'm going to use this thing, right, this wondrous item, which it is, you know, it's a very powerful magic item, right? And, you know, he's like, but here's the catch. You got to do this. You got to say, before you do it, you got to say the words, Jubba Jubba Monkey Scratch. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to use this motherfucker. You know,
there's at that point you got some choices you got to
absolutely. Hey, look, your ass is going to get whooped, or you're going to stand out there, and you know maybe there's an opportunity by saying that everybody starts laughing, turns around, and says, "Fuck it," you know, you know what, you win. But so you
because
say
it
this.
would not be
No.
out of character for the game master to go say Jubba Jubba Monkey Scratch, and you say it, and it turns out it was just a stick. You know?
Right,
And you
exactly.
look like an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
In
He's
the
like,
middle of a battle.
Yeah, they're like, all right, wait, watch
Like,
this,
what
watch this.
did you just say?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it doesn't do anything. Well, maybe I said it wrong, right? You know, Beetlejuice, right? So anyway, so I say this, and then here's the catch, right? You don't know what it's going to do.
Right. That's the other thing.
You don't. So,
right.
so
I didn't think about that. You don't even know what it's capable of.
no.
You just know it's capable of something spectacular or not.
correct.
Oh, Jesus.
So now you roll, all right? You roll with percentile dice, you know, which is, you know, 2 10-sided die to 100, right? So it's a 1 through 100, right? And anywhere on this chart that he has, it could be any one of a bunch of different things. So, as it turns out, in this particular opportunity, it didn't go so well for us. You know,
So you didn't have a good roll.
no, I did. I mean, it was just a roll, right? So it's just random. So you find out what it is. So Jubba Jubba Monkey Scratch, boom, and you're expecting something amazing to happen, and then all of a sudden, grass grows everywhere.
Oh, jeez.
But that's it.
That's all it did.
All I did is change the playing field, you know? And you're like, okay. So now everybody's like, what the hell? You know what? I'm going to shoot this guy with an arrow, right? So then it ensues. The battle continues, and everybody on my team are like, that really? This is what you've got? Don't do that again.
So you're thinking at this point, now you're getting into this big battle.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey getting to where you're
Sure.
at right now, but this is going to be the big fight.
For now, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're taking some damage, and you're thinking, oh boy,
You know,
we need to get out of
Yes.
jail free card.
something.
And then boom, up comes this magic stick, Jabba Jabba Monkey Scratch.
Jubba Jubba Monkey Scratch. Yeah. Let's
And
see
you're
what this is
thinking,
going to do.
Here's the answer.
Grass everywhere.
Boom.
Yep.
Now you're looking at playing soccer or some shit.
Right.
'cause
Right.
you've got-
You know, there's a ref. You know, so yeah. So that didn't go well. So you know, now everybody's like, that. All right, put that away. Let's do something else. And you know, if you die, good. We don't have to deal with that again. But now I'm intrigued, right? So you know, we're still kind of getting our asses kicked. You know, the guys are, you know, the team's doing their thing. You know, I'm kind of struggling a little bit, you know, because I just don't do as much damage. You got Balky, you know, who's, you know, throwing some arrows, and he's doubling down and just, you know, killing people and creatures left and right. And there's all kinds of great stuff happening, and you know, I can barely, you know, hit myself, let alone anybody else, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try that again. Let's see what happens. So now we've been battling for a while, right? And we're gaining, you know, maybe some ground
And you've been able to plant some grass.
on some really nice turf,
Right.
right? As it turns out, you know, the area is pretty good. So I decide I'm going to go for it again. My turn comes around again. I try to battle with some swords, and it doesn't work out real well. I'm still taking damage. So I go Jubba Jubba Monkey Scratch. Bam, right? Automatically, everybody other than us is healed.
Oh, gee.
So they are now back at full hit points. We are still taking damage. And now my team is thinking about joining their team and killing me first
Oh, jeez.
and then moving forward, you know? So, all All right, good enough.
Billy.
Yeah. So anyway, the battle continues, and for many rounds, and eventually we're able to overcome this battle and find some different some cool stuff, some loot and some things like that.
Does the extra weapon help you at all? Is it always work against you?
No, not always. No.
So is this something you have to keep with you, or you don't?
Yes.
You don't have to use it though.
I don't have to use. Well, so for a while, it seemed like I was kind of compelled to use it. All right, and that's what it felt like. Because it's such a powerful weapon. Because it really is. Because there have been other opportunities where I would do this, and then it would strike everybody with lightning and call lightning, and everything would go kind of crazy. But
so you've had some success.
Yeah,
with it,
I have.
But you just never know what you're going to get.
No, but then I'll jump ahead a little bit. Because I used it another time because we were in a tight spot, right? And I'm like, this thing's got to do something really good, right? So I jubba monkey scratch. I use this weapon, and then all of a sudden, my weapons get stuck in a door. Just my wrist breaks, my arm breaks, all kinds of crazy stuff happens, right? And I'm like, man, this thing has just not been doing any good.
It's like a high risk, high reward.
Yeah. And then Bill's like, oh shit. You know what? I've been using the wrong chart. He's been using the fumble chart instead of the so it compounds the issue. I'm like, well, no wonder I can't get this damn thing to work, right? You're using the wrong, because you roll it. He's got a couple different charts that have a bunch of different things on there, and so he's like, that shouldn't happen, because the way it's set up is there's some good things, there's some funny things.
It's kind of like a wheel of fortune.
Sure,
type thing,
absolutely, right?
Yeah.
But it just kept happening to be bad things every damn time. I'm like, what is going on, right? Turns out he was using the wrong damn chart. So once we corrected that, things got a little bit better. But that's kind of a jump ahead. But at this point in this battle,
the thing is that we know this. It's his world, and he can use whatever chart he wants.
Absolutely, right? He's like, look, it's go ahead, try it. So anyway, so we get through this battle, get things cleaned up. We find some other money, some treasure, some clues to maybe where the flower is. And so there's a door that kind of heads out this way, and then there's some more space that we haven't looked at yet in this room. In this level of the pyramid. So once we get things cleaned up, we take what's a long rest, right? Because we've been battling, we got to lick our wounds a little bit and try to heal up, and then that's kind of where we're at. Right now we're still in this room. We've just looted the bodies, kind of cleaned things up a little bit. And we're now, kind of thinking it through, right? Okay, what do we got to do next?
And did you find the horn before you got to this room?
Yes, okay. Yeah, we found it in that other space where we had opened up those coffins before we found, before we kind of worked our way to this bigger space. So we got the horn, we've got some magic items, we've got the Jubba Monkey Scratch Wand of Wonder that we have no idea what the hell it's going to do.
We got it working a little more properly, but almost cost you. It almost got you kicked out of your group.
Well, there's still a chance that while I'm doing my long rest and sleeping, that my compatriots might kill me in my sleep. Don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's where we're at right now.
So you're sleeping with one eye open.
Yes, maybe even two, and just hoping for the best.
Just pulling all-nighter.
Yeah, got to do something, right? I'll take first watch. You guys go ahead and go to bed.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Then take all of their weapons.
Yes, tie them all up. And like, all right, you fuckers ain't gonna get me.
Yeah, but you're kind of between a rock and a hard spot.
It's a tight spot, no doubt about it.
Well, let's pick it up there next week then.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, and see what happens when or if you wake up, because we don't know. This could be the end of the series.
It's possible. We don't know yet.
Might have to get Belky over here and start doing the updates.
Always a good idea.
Yeah,
he's a much better storyteller than I am.
You're not going to be available, or possibly.
Well, probably not.
Yeah.
Good enough. Thanks, buddy.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
All right. Sounds good.
BJ Sunday mornings.